What's up, everybody? You're gonna hear banging and clacking and kids, and I don't have my microphone. You got guys walking around throwing frisbees with his dog. Where am I? I am out at Langley, aka Hitzman, and I wanted to just kind of do a little update of what's in the bag through the season. You know, the season's come to an end now. Well, for the tour, I live in Florida, so our season's just beginning. I actually have tournaments going on for the next every other week for the rest of the year, I believe. So we are gonna just take a quick look what's made the bag, what stayed in the bag compared to the beginning of the season, and just kind of catch you guys up. It's been a while. I started a new full-time job and they got me running a lot, so I'm working on finding that work-life balance. I'm sure you guys can relate to that, and yeah, let's just stop rambling and get to the point. What's in the bag? All right, guys, so again, I hope you can hear this okay. It's gonna be pretty busy, and I did not bring my mic. This is kind of like an impromptu thing, but hey, it is what it is. I don't know why that's sitting on the table, but I got a couple whale sacks. The Oakleys, as it falls on the ground, the gnats are flying. Tina Oakley makes the whale sacks, and if you don't have a whale sack, what are you doing? It's an amazing dirt bag style, great grip. This humidity, you know, it's only 80 out, but I'm sweating like it's 120. The humidity is absolutely ridiculous. These guys help me out, but we're not worried about that right now. We're worried about the discs. A couple discs I need to go ahead and pull out. These are the glow disc. I just got done filming a glow disc versus my bag round. It was really fun, cool 9-hole video. That should be out a little bit after this video, but we're not gonna talk about these. We'll talk about those in that video. Let's talk about putters. I started the season off with the pilots. No, not the pilots, the ions. Oh my goodness. I was thinking pilots because one of our ladies that show up has these awesome glow pilots, and I was just randomly thinking about them. But anyways, rambling Rob. What did I start with my bag off with? All right, let's do this again. All right, so in the bag, we're gonna start off with the putters. I have a bunch of discs up here. They're not all gonna stay, but since the bag can hold them all, I just got stuff everywhere. I started the year off with Electron Firm ions. They were the standard beaded putter feel, you know, the most comfortable, the first beaded putter I put in my hand from MVP. And I enjoyed them, but I missed something. Something was missing. And then some long-haired fella went and won Worlds, and he finally released his Nomads. I have a pair of Nomads. Thank you to David, a good buddy. Actually hooked these up with these as a surprise. They even kind of match the bag, and they go with the Dragon Ball Z theme. Pretty awesome. These are the Electron Firm Nomads. The Nomads, for me, they feel absolutely amazing. You can see the season wear and tear on them. I've had them for a while now. They feel really good, and if you want to see them in action, check out the video, the glow versus bag round. That should be up after this. It's a little 9-hole video that I did, but you'll see these guys in action. Spoiler, they do work. I don't know. I really love the feel. They are bricks, and they fit in the hand really good. Not much to say about them. Like I said, we'll go into more detail about all the discs. I still plan on recording every disc in the lineup. I'm just gonna go over this really short here. NVs. I have only two in the bag right now. I have this one. This disc is yellow. You guys know that I've always had a yellow disc that is my approach disc, whether it be a putt and approach disc or an overstable disc. They've always worked into an understable approach disc, and that's what this disc is. It's not yellow, but this was the first disc that I had, first putter that I had out of the MVP Axiom lineup that would hyzer flip and turn over. And just to remind myself, I told it this disc is yellow. It's still in the bag. It does amazing work. Anything up to about 330, 350 on that hyzer flip up and then ride to the right, you're probably gonna see me throw this, never into the headwind. Also got a backup of it. I'm not gonna write this is yellow because this is better and it looks just absolutely awesome. Hope the camera does it justice. That's just a backup. It's just in the bag to start getting it beat in because I want it. You can see this guy's gotten used and abused. I want it to get beat up to match that flight. Moving on in the putters, entropies. I have a Neutron entropy and I have an Electron entropy. The Electron Entropy is actually coming out of the bag because the last tournament I was in, and you'll see it on the 9-hole video, I took a nasty hit to the band, and I just got really unlucky, you know. Look at it, it's been used and abused, it's been beat up. I actually got it used, so it served its life. I have a few more of them. Thank you, Kyle, for hooking me up with these. I am going to cycle out to a new one, but Electron Firm Entropy, I use this for a straight putter throw. I'm debating on keeping it in the bag though, because I really like the Envies, and I have some Plasma Envies and the Glow Envy that are more stable. That's still in there, but at the moment it is the Electron Firm Entropy. And then the Neutron Entropy is your typical overstable putt and approach disc. It's got one job to do, and that is to stay stable. It's going to hyzer out on the right hand. It's going to hyzer out on a sidearm. That's what it's going to do. And finally, up here, I'm still testing it. I still got to get a video out, finish that up. This is the Uplink from MVP. Your hyzer flip turnover mid. That's a little more stable than the Paradox from Axiom, but less stable than the Hex. It's going to slot right in between those. I really like it, but once I regain my strength from being out for a little while, I think I'm going to be throwing my putters in the replace of this. I don't know. It might be one of those discs that are just in the bag for that special shot. It's actually already gotten me birdies on holes that I've never birdied before in tournaments, just because of I know I can throw it on such a hyzer and it'll hold for so long, like out to like 300 feet, and then start turning and not have any chance of it coming back. So it might stay. I'm still up in the air about it, but for now it's hanging out in the bag. Okay, next up we got a bunch more mids. We're gonna yank these out of here. I think that's all of them. We have a Neutron Deflector. If you want overstable beef, it stayed in the bag. It's not going out of the bag. Overstable beef mid-range, this is your guy. The Prism Pyro. The Pyro for me is going to be my sidearm go-to. It's mainly only thrown on sidearms. It fits really good in my hand, and it just feels really natural. It's not super overstable, and it's not understable. So it just holds the sidearm very well. That's what I'm gonna be throwing the Prism Pyro for, and I doubt the camera does it any justice, but that is absolutely a beautiful disc. Reactor, and the Neutron Reactor is still in the bag. When I first got it, it was pretty stable, a lot more stable than I thought it was gonna be, but it is beat in to be very workable, and it goes really far, way further than I was expecting. I'm reaching out on holes where I would have normally been throwing fairways with this. It's got sneaky long distance, dependable even in some wind. It just goes. I like the Reactor a lot. I got a few Hex. The Hex is going to be pretty much close to, not the same. It's not as stable as the Reactor, but it feels similar, and it has a similar flight, except this is not going to finish as hard, and this is a lot more workable. I can hold this on any kind of an anhyzer angle, and then I know it'll hold, and at worst it'll come back flat. It's not going to fade out. Really liking the Neutron Hex, and I love these blanks. I got a couple of them. You'll see me cycle them in and out. So those are the mids that I'm really liking. Let's go into the fairways. We'll start off with the Inertia. The Inertia is in my bag in this plasma plastic. My buddy AJ gave it to me, and it's really in the bag for like this roller trick shots. That's basically the only thing it's in the bag for. If I need to put down a roller quick, this is what I'm throwing. It's very, very understable. I'm not sure if it's going to hang out, but it's just kind of one of those. It's in the bag just in case. That's what that's there for. There's another fairway. I know some of these are classified as distance drivers, but for me, I classify them in the fairway molds. Even though I know they say distance driver, I know they're labeled as distance drivers. For example, this says distance driver. This is a 9-speed Insanity. I'm gonna call this a fairway. That's what I'm used to. So that's what we're gonna go with. Anyways, so the Insanity is think of it like a longer Hex. It's gonna be a hyzer flip turn up, and then it'll slowly drift right. Any kind of tailwind, I can get it to go really straight, or I can throw really long distance rollers with this as well. It's a lot more controllable than that Inertia. And it's in the plasma plastic, and it looks really good, and it's seen a lot of use already. My go-to fairways. They're in the bag order. The Insanity is before these. The Insanity is a 9-speed. These are 6.5 speeds. And sorry, I got a guy's playing the hole behind me over here. These Craves, I know these are older run Craves, so they're a little more stable. These Craves go forever. They will get every bit of 400 feet, no problem. For a 6.5 speed with 5 glide, I have reached some holes that I would have to throw octanes on with these, with a lot more control with these. I mean, these guys just go. I don't know what it is with these Craves. If you can get you some of these older runs, they go forever and ever, and they're very, very controllable. I think of them as, again, a longer hex. I think of it as too low of a ceiling to throw mid, and I need more control than the driver, fairway driver, Crave, distance, everything. I even started experimenting them on sidearms. I'll have to check that out later. All right, they've progressed past the hole, and now you're getting the bugs, so I'm gonna try to keep this quick. The last fairway in the bag is the Fireball. I absolutely love the way this Fireball looks. It's absolutely amazing, and it is your, I hate to say typical on a lot of this, but I wanted to try to keep it. You guys know I'm very, very basic, beginner-friendly channel, so I try to keep this as simple as possible. This is your typical overstable fairway. If you want something that's reliably overstable and comfortable in that 9-speed-ish category, get yourself a Fireball. It goes just like every other F fairways. It's really close to all of them. This is your go-to if you're ever wondering what you're going to throw in the MVP Axiom Streamline lineup. It's more than likely going to be a Fireball. Drivers. I actually have a lot of drivers right now, which is weird for me. I don't tend to carry a ton of drivers, but I do have some at the moment. So we will go with understable, kind of like utility. This is the Wave. The Wave is still in the bag from the beginning of the season. It is the hyzer flip turnover. That is the longer Insanity, the longer inertia. It is, you know, if I gotta get out over 400 foot with a tailwind, I know I can smash on this in a tailwind. I can throw really, really, really long rollers with this. Longest rollers I've thrown in a very long time. It's very fun to throw, but a very understable disc once you beat it in. For you guys that throw more than 400 feet, this is gonna be very understable for you. If you're jumping in the lineup and you're looking for a disc and you throw around that 300 feet, 350 feet, snatch yourself a Wave. You're really gonna like it. Oh, hyzer flip sidearms. Really like throwing it on hyzer flip sidearms. On top of everything else, we're right back, rambling around. We're right by an airport, so you're gonna hear planes too. The Photons are the distance driver next step up in the lineup that I have in my bag. The Photon, Fission Photon, the Lane King Photons I'm beating in. I want to see if I can get these to be a max distance sidearm disc. I'm hoping the lighter weight at 169 eventually beats into where I can really comfortably sidearm it. I really like sidearming less stable discs, so I'm hoping those are my go-to. And then I have the normal Neutron Photon. It's kind of a Neutron Proton mix. I mean, you can kind of see through it, but it's Neutron. Either way, this is my, I got to step up. I got to throw into a little bit more of a headwind, but I don't want to throw a really, really overstable disc, but I want a reliable disc that's longer than my Fireball, but not as long as my Octane. This is what I'm throwing. Hope that made sense. Let's go with max distance disc that I love throwing. You guys already know. It is still in the bag. This is the Octane that Daniel got me, and it is an old school pop top run. This is the furthest flying disc I've ever thrown. No matter what I have ever thrown in the past, anytime I went out with my buddy Daniel, he's always handed me this. Anytime I've put a move on one of my molds, and he's like, throw this, and this has always gone further. It's a silly Octane. It just goes, it's 171, and it is beat into perfection, and it just goes forever. If I want one step up from that Octane, I have this old school Octane as well. You can see another pop top. If you're looking for max distance Octanes, look for the little older ones with the pop tops. The newer runs are good, but they're a little flatter, and they're a lot more stable than these guys. So this is my next step up. This one will go straighter and finish a little harder. just a less seasoned version of this. And finally, I have a pair of panics. I'm sure you guys remember the bright neon panic that's not as bright. It's still pretty bright, but not as bright. The panic is going to be your 13 speed overstable distance driver. You throw it into the wind, you know it's not going to flip over. It's going to do basically what the Fireball does at a fairway, the Panic's going to do at a driver distance. Once these beat in though, they actually can get some sneaky long distance. I'm working this one in. This is my newer one. It's my Dragon Ball Z one. I kind of wish I send this off and get someone to do a Dragon Ball Z dive, because I think it would look cool. But this one's gotten the most season throughout the year. This was in the bag at the beginning of the year, and I tell you, I really like the panics. I got to beat them in a little bit more, except for this one. I'm always going to keep this one fresher to be my really overstable, dependable one. So that's it. You know, I got my flight towel. Shout out flight towel. I have 1, 2, 3, I think 4 flight towels in the bag at the moment. I know I got a couple up here. I got my whale sacks back here. The bag's held up good. The only damage that's on the bag so far is like right here, and it's more like dirt than damage, because I'll stick the bag here and then I'll shove the disc in, and so the disc coming in and out of the bag will rub right here, and then I really overload this top compartment, so it pushes down on how much space you have here. But other than that, the bag has been held up amazing. You're actually sitting on the Voyager, or the rover cart, so this is how high it is. Yeah, I'm not gonna ramble anymore. I don't even know how long this video is. This was just supposed to be a quick, simple, what has stayed in my bag video, and I hope you stuck through it so far. For those of you that have stuck through it so far, stuck through it, who's counting? I want you to leave me a comment in the comment section. I have a laundry list of videos that I'm going to be doing, but I want to know, out of, would you guys be interested in a Hex uplink paradox reactor video where I go out and throw all of them and compare them? Do you want them all reviewed individually? How do you guys want me to go through the lineup of the discs? Let me know in the comment section. Do you want me to go little by little through all the discs, or do you want me to grab a bunch and just compare them on the spot? Let me know. All right, guys, until next time, as always, be better than yesterday. You're the only one that can. Nobody else. It's up to you.